Hello, this is a special report. As you can see, I'm broadcasting from the boat. Israel is under fire. It has been 48 hours now and we're going into the third day. We have been fired on in the past 48 hours well over 1,500 rockets, with civilian and military deaths and many injuries. This all started last week in the old city of Jerusalem. Like we talked about in our past TGR news program, the Arabs started escalating violence at the Damascus Gate. Now they've gone as so far as to start burning down Jewish schools and synagogues, including the Torah in the synagogues. And as you're watching now, here's a picture you will never be able to get out of your mind. They even went as far as to light the Temple Mount on fire. We are dealing with a civil war here in Jerusalem, Akko, and Lod. Lod, by the way, is a city very near the airport. And like Haifa and Jerusalem and Akko, it is a city where both Jewish and Arab coexist in the same city. Not many cities are like that in Israel, but this is one of them. The mayor of Lod called the military in and asked for martial law. Arabs are coming into this city, Lod, as we speak, all from all over the country and trying to make violent demonstrations in these cities. The border control units of the military here have flooded the city Lod. During all of this, Hamas is also using anti-tank missiles against civilians and military personnel by firing at their cars where they're close to the border of Gaza. Earlier, Hamas Special Forces unit tried to go into a tunnel where we had previously made a wall underground around the Gaza border, and where we know still where the tunnels are at, and they went in the tunnel towards the wall. We don't know. It seems like they were planning on maybe exploding the wall and coming through. We don't know exactly what their plan was, but Israel was able to send a ground penetrating missile down into the tunnel and collapse the tunnel on them. Now we can see them trying to pull out their own soldiers from the rubbles. Israel is calling our retaliation Operation Wall Guard. Bibi promised that Hamas will pay a price that they have never dreamt of. Now let me take you back to 2014 where we had Operation Tzuk Eitan. That's where we went in. It took us 50 days to go in physically by foot, the military, and take out a lot of the tunnels and a lot of the Hamas targets. And it was a very long, hard, and many deaths on our part and on their part. Now this is, if you ask me, the only way we get out of this mess. After Tzuk Eitan, it gave us 3.5, 4 years of being quiet. Now you're never going to fix this problem, but this at least is an answer to give us a little bit more time of peace. Any other thing would not work. The problem is Hamas is firing these missiles towards Israel on the rooftops of apartment buildings. So the IDF is not able to just, as soon as they fire right back and take the Hamas agents out with the missile launchers and everything. We can't do that because inside these apartment buildings on the roof they're firing off of is maybe 2,000 innocent family, men, women, and children inside of it. So if we did that, you know what the world's going to do to us next here in Israel. So the only way we can actually fix these kind of problems is if we go in by force, by foot. The Iron Dome is able to be taking out about 90% of the rockets that are fired upon Israel during these last 2 days and going now into the third. Meaning we are experiencing direct hits out of the remaining 10%. The terroristic tactics, we're getting direct hits from the rocket fire from Hamas and the Islamic Jihad straight into our streets and into our homes, and men, women, and children are being killed and seriously injured. We all need to pray for Israel and its citizens' well-being. We will keep you up to date on this in our regularly scheduled TGR news program. May we all have a peaceful night. Good night.